Hello, hello. What is up, guys? Random live commentary. I'm gonna explain to you how to fly a helicopter. This is the way that I fly it. What I use heat seekers, I use auto reloader, and I use ICM jammers. This is what I use. I'll explain to you the basics, and I can even do a personal not interview, but a personal training with you guys, and so we can play with each other, and I'll teach you how to fly a helicopter or jet. So let's talking about the R2 button. The R2 button is one of your best friends as a helicopter. I really don't use the L2 because L2 well, it's kind of like suicide to me. You know, unless I'm trying to emergency landing. Depends, I don't know. But I use the R2. When you hold on to it, you press the gas on it, or you pull the trigger, whatever you want to call it. It makes me go up. It pushes you up the sky, or pushes you in the direction wherever you're tilting in the right analog stick. And when you let go of it, you gradually go down. It's pretty much what I use to elevate myself from up and down. Now the left analog stick is what makes you point in the direction of your aiming. Whatever you're facing is what the left analog stick does. Is you see how I'm turning a bit? That's what's the left analog the left analog stick does. Now the right analog stick is what moves you in the direction you want to go. If you want to go forward, you push it down. You want to go backward, you pull it back. Not too much, because you don't want to be like, fucking flying yourself and killing yourself. You want to move to the right, you push it to the right. You want to push it to the left, you pull it to the left. I got a little trick to tell you. When you look at your controller, I'm grabbing mine right now. You look at your right analog stick, think of it as a top view on looking on top of your helicopter. The little circle, the little thing where you put your thumbs on. If you push it down, that's the position your helicopter, and that's the direction, If you put it in a circle, your helicopter is really going to go in the circle. So try not to mess around with the right analog stick like that, because I fooled around with it. So yeah, that's how I pretty much turn. I can teach you guys personally if you guys want to play with me. And the highlight button. Now, that's how I usually find mines, I find tanks, I find infantry people. I lock on the jets or helicopters when I barely can see them, as long as I know they're there, and they show up on your radar. That's how I locked onto him. And usually, when it's unfortunate sometimes, because there's people out there that really want to take you down because they have nothing better to do. They use Stinger missiles, or you get a jet and a helicopter jump you, or two jets could jump you. It happens, it's just something you have to deal with. That's why I think that jets are a little bit better than helicopters, because you can pretty much do the same thing they do, except a little bit less accurate, but you'll live longer. And so when you get damaged around 20%, usually when you get hit with two missiles, you go down 20%, or you really need to repair really fast before you get hit again. It's called emergency landing. That's what I call it when you really want to land. What you do is pick an area where you want to land. Make sure it's not rocky, because that's kind of stupid. And use your left analog stick to spin in a circle. Spin in a circle, because if you try to gradually land, you'll somehow blow up. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that, but I usually spin in a circle, and I let go of my R2 trigger, and I gradually go down. When I'm about to hit the ground, I press it again, kind of go up a little bit, and just try to gradually land as softly as possible, because it'll add more damage when you're landing. But try to do it as quickly as you can and as softly as you can. You can do it quick and soft, believe me, you can. And then you can repair yourself. I mean, I use the engineer class, so I mean, why would you not want to use the engineer if you're going to be flying in a vehicle? It's pretty stupid. And so that's what I do. As you see right here, I'm using the missiles right here. If you notice this little bar right in the middle of the crosshair, that is the direction of the real direction of where your missiles are gonna go. See, bang bang. And it's just the crosshairs are there. Just I don't know why the fuck they're there. It just kind of bothers me. And so that's where your missiles are gonna go, and I use that right after I highlight people. Now there's a trick to using your guided missiles. Normally, what most people do, they highlight him, they shoot both missiles at him, he flares, and by the time you reload your missiles, he has another reload of flare, and it just becomes a retarded cat and mouse. So the trick is, if you really want to shoot him, highlight him, and if he doesn't shoot his flares before you do, actually, let me take this back. Let me pull this all the way back. I'm trying to think. When you highlight somebody, sometimes they don't know how to use the flares, and they'll flare while you're highlighting them. When that happens to a jet or a helicopter, even when you're in a jet too, I think I explained that in my last video. Even when you're in a jet, just tap the triangle button. It'll reset your lock-on because your lock-on just locked onto the flares or the ICM jammers they just used, and it'll just lock on back on the vehicle again. And then once you're locked on the vehicle, you shoot both missiles at him. What you do is you just tap the right trigger twice, shoots both missiles at him, and it takes him down. Now, when some people are smart enough not to do that, I would just shoot one missile at him, let him flare, tap the triangle button again, highlight him again, and it'll shoot one missile at him, but at the same time it'll be reloading, so you kind of have unlimited missiles. It doesn't shoot both of them at the same time, but it shoots like one. That's how you do it. And that's pretty much my missile trick. And I think the match ends here already shortly. I guess I can explain all the little scenarios I'm doing. The way I move forward is, like I said, I push down, turning with the left analog stick. To keep yourself standing steady, just pivot your helicopter horizontally if you can do third person. I don't even use third person. I really don't need to. I only use third person in a jet when I have to find somebody around me. Like, where's the jet at? You know, I look at him. And oh, I got rammed right there by a friendly jet. If you can take it back to the video, if you look on the right, there's like this little bar that keeps going up and down. That was your elevation, and that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you like this video, and ta-ta.